everyone, I'm stormtracker meteorologist Fred Campagna again, and we are really keeping tabs on this very strong thunderstorm, severe to say the least, in the western part of Rhode Island. Let's get the latest look at it here with the live digital storm tracker XT, and this one is a powerful storm capable of producing winds 60 miles an hour. There have been some signs of rotation in this storm. That's not to say that there will be a tornado from this storm, but it is possible. This storm, which is in western Rhode Island, actually right now in the central part of the state, could produce a tornado as it moves off to the east-northeast. You see that darkest shading of red right there? That's where the heaviest rain is occurring right now, and the potential is there, again, for some very strong winds. We're talking about the West Warwick area, now moving into western Cranston. The darker shaded roadway you see right there, that I believe is Interstate 295. Yes, it is. That's Interstate 295 in western Cranston. You see Johnston on the map, Route 6, and this storm is moving to the east-northeast. Now, it's moving at a pretty good clip, but it is a large storm stretching from the northwestern part of the state all the way down through North Kingstown, and we can track the storm and let you know where it's going, but many of us are going to be impacted by this storm as it moves along. Now, it's moving at about 30 miles per hour, so it won't be long before this storm is in Westcott, Natick in about 7 minutes or so, and then eventually it makes its way across the bay and into the East Providence area. It looks like this area of heaviest rain, if it's following the same line as the rest of the storm, will be heading in the general direction of Providence in about the next half an hour or so, I would say, as it moves to the east-northeast. So we have got a real impressive storm system here that we're keeping tabs on. It is moving along, but it's producing a ton of rainfall. It is also producing some gusty winds, frequent lightning, could produce some small hail. Unlike the storms that we saw month and a half ago, these storms most likely not going to produce a lot of large hail because of the air mass that's overhead right now is not as cool as what we had earlier. But this is a very strong thunderstorm, severe in places. As you get farther down to the south, it may not be as strong. Looking at North Kingstown right now, Richmond, East Greenwich area, just getting into the act. Warwick, TF Green will no doubt be impacted by this severe thunderstorm as it moves through. Now, as the storm is hitting 295, it'll continue to head to the east-northeast, and it will eventually get here into Providence. We're hearing the rumble of thunder. It won't be long before the rain begins to pour down. Once again, I want to reiterate, though, this is a severe thunderstorm that we're talking about here. This is not a garden variety thunderstorm. This is not something that you should take lightly. You should definitely get inside, stay off the roadways here, as this storm is capable of producing some powerful, damaging wind gusts, incredibly heavy rain, of course, all the frequent lightning that goes along with that. Another update when we need it. Now back to you.
We know, Joy. Come on, I love you. I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. I promise.
So tell me about yourself.
Well, you know, an organized person, somebody who does not leave details on. I'm actually very, very good with groups. I've surpassed all my goals in my previous position, my prior job, and your competitor. My personnel underneath have surpassed their own goals.
Oh, silence sustained instantly. Tide to go.
No, in a mini.
Mission, the luscious, most glamorous lashes.
Go Colossal.
New Colossal Volume Express Mascara from Maybelline, New York. The huge news?
Collagen.
Our Lush Collagen Formula and Colossal Brush boost lashes with rich volume.
Instantly.
The result? 9 times more gorgeous volume in just one coat. New Colossal with the power of collagen.
Mission accomplished. Maybe she's smart with it. Maybe they believe.
Nice, man.
Hi everyone, I'm stormtracker meteorologist Fred Campagna, just ready to go here with the severe thunderstorm moving through the Providence area right now. This is a large storm we are talking about here in terms of size, in terms of intensity, any way you want to cut it. This is a monster thunderstorm right now moving through the heart of Rhode Island and through the capital city as the sky has just become completely ominous, dark, almost seems like evening out there. And let's get to the live digital storm tracker XT and check it out. Zoom in on this storm system. It was a severe thunderstorm in the southwestern part of Rhode Island and still is. As we get in a little bit closer here, you can probably hear the rumble of thunder in the background there, these cracks of thunder, vivid lightning being seen right now throughout the city, and that darkest shade of maroon that you see right there on the screen indicating where we've got some of the heaviest rainfall right now. So all around the Providence metro area, we are dealing with some very heavy rainfall, a lot of thunder and lightning, the potential there for some strong winds. We've seen some small hail with this storm, probably won't be producing large hail because the air that's overhead is rather warm and not as cool as you'd need for large hail to be produced. But this storm is showing some signs of rotation. Now, that does not mean that this storm will be producing a tornado, but anytime you have a storm that's rotating, you definitely need to monitor it because the potential is there for a tornado to be produced. With that rotation could come some real powerful straight line winds as well that could exceed 60 miles per hour with this storm system. So we are getting lit up right now, right here in Providence, as the storm cell is basically overhead. But this is not a storm that's small and compact in any way, shape, or form. In fact, as we move to the northern part of the state, if you're watching us up in Barberville, Smithfield, Woonsocket, no matter where you are in northern Rhode Island, you are seeing some rain and in some cases some heavy thunderstorm activity. In fact, as we go right up Route 7, Route 146, North Smithfield, Primrose, over to Manville, this storm moving to the east-northeast. Now, it's not a slow mover, but it will have an impact for a decent amount of time, half an hour to 45 minutes. Because it's such a large storm, we move down 146. You see those orange radar returns there indicating the very heavy rainfall. There is ABC6 right there on the map. I'll put it in the center of your screen. So we are right in downtown Providence. You see the darkest shading right now over Providence. The radar just updating for us, and that is now beginning to move off to the east. Olneyville getting hit very hard. All the way back to 295 in Johnston, hit very hard by this storm system. And just now hitting East Providence. Cranston, right down 95. I'm going to zoom out a little bit in case you're losing perspective as to where we are in the state as we move along. And this storm is heading now across the bay, so it's actually hitting the western part of Bristol at this point, now moving into Cold State Park and Papa Squash Road. It will be moving into Barrington, western Barrington, right up through Mumford, Riverside, into the East Providence area. And this storm will continue to move off to the east-northeast. Now, it has not shown any signs whatsoever that it is weakening. So that severe thunderstorm warning, that is in effect for Attleboro. It's in effect for Taunton, northern Bristol County, under the gun for severe thunderstorm, a severe thunderstorm within the next half an hour to 45 minutes. Let's track it and see if we can pick up exactly where the storm is heading. It's still moving off to the east-northeast, still moving at a pretty good clip at about 30 miles an hour. So eventually, in the next 10 minutes or so, it makes its way into East Providence, and then it continues its track off to the east. I want to get a little bit wider here with the radar so that we can see the southern edge of this storm extending all the way down through Prudence Island. So it looks like Bristol will get hit by this. Warren will get hit by this, as will Somerset, Swansea, maybe even Fall River. We'll have to monitor it. I want to show you again, talk about the rotation on the storm. Now, there have been no reports of funnel clouds, no reports of tornadoes, but what the National Weather Service storm tracking is indicating that there is a little bit of rotation now with this storm, and that's why you see that icon there in the center of your screen, which is actually a tornado icon. Now, that is not to say that there's a tornado on the ground. All that is indicating is that there is rotation with this storm system as it moves in through the bay right there, through the upper part of the bay. It'll be moving into East Providence. So an absolute nasty storm system here that we are dealing with over southeastern New England. Right now, hitting Providence extremely hard. We are getting some torrential rain. Flooding is a possibility. Let's take a look outside if we can here. I think we have one of our, there you go, that gives you a look right there at how poor the visibility is right now over the capital city. And you know, it's a really incredible storm system. We haven't seen a lot of rain so far in this month, and we are getting it as we expected in real big bunches with this incredibly tropical air mass which is overhead right now. So the storm, as you can see, it stretches from Smithfield, even Woonsocket, really, all the way down through Narragansett Bay. It's in Warren now. It is hitting Bristol.